There's a light blinking in my car window. It's either my alarm or I'm being targeted by a laser sight. Probably the alarm. Hey everybody, welcome to Motivational Monday. Been a while since I've done one of these in my car, but it was a very, very busy morning, very busy evening, and a very busy weekend, so I'm just trying to get this one in. And speaking of the weekend, it was a rough one. For the first time, both kids were sick, and of course, it is the first time because it's the first time we've had two kids that got sick at the same time. So Friday night was kind of a whirlwind. It was really Michelle getting up at one point, going to take care of Liam, me getting up at one point, going to take care of Logan. We switch, Michelle falling asleep in the floor in Logan's room, me going into Liam's room, and then vice versa. It was just an incredibly rough night. We made it through surprisingly with an overwhelmingly positive attitude, just kind of going, wow, that was something, and just making sure that we were both there for each other, that we were both understanding of how we were both overtired and maybe a little cranky and snappy and all that kind of thing. So, we managed to make it through without just biting each other's head off. Saturday night, we tried to prepare a little for it, thinking it might be similar. So I took the monitor for Logan's room and I kind of slept downstairs and said, I will take Logan all night. I will take care of him. Anything goes on, I'm on that. You take care of Liam. We kind of it's like picking teams in the house, I'll take the older one. And it worked out okay. I think Liam still had the rougher night out of the two. Logan actually slept most of the night, but I swear it's like a homing beacon or some sort of radar that they have. I was up working on the Motley Stew show and then I finally got everything done. I was laying down on the couch, getting everything ready. I had my book in my hand. I was ready to kind of fall asleep. And right as my head hit the pillow, Logan starts coughing. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It couldn't be that on the button that the moment I try to fall asleep, he wakes up. And he coughed on and on for about 10, 15 minutes, but never really woke himself up. And I never had to go up and take care of him. So it ended up working out. I ended up getting a good deal of sleep that night. Michelle got a little less sleep, but I was able to give her a few hours the next day just to catch up. And we made it through. I told you before that I was super excited about getting my computer last weekend. For some reason, it got rescheduled, so it'll be delivered today. So I'm still excited. Also this morning, it is windy as I pull into the parking garage at work and there's a guy out there telling me that the elevators don't even work in the parking garage because the wind knocked them out. And 3 of the intersections coming into work were also knocked out. And I work in a very tall building. It's a weird thing to work in this building when there's windstorms like this because this building's built on rollers. It's incredibly earthquake safe. It's incredibly prepared for all kinds of natural disasters or natural conditions. But if you're working in the higher floors, the low 30s, and you get the huge windstorms like this, you can feel the building move. It's kind of like being on a big boat. Not where you're just jerking side to side, but you can kind of subtly feel it moving around. Not for me. Luckily, I only work on the 8th floor, so we don't feel it as much. So on to the Motivational Monday topic. And this week's topic is mentors. It is hugely beneficial for you to actually find a mentor, somebody who you not only can look up to, but somebody who can check in on you and talk about your progress, talk about the steps that you need to take and the steps that you are taking and what else you could do. Finding someone who is not only inspirational to you, but someone who also can teach, someone who can communicate in a way that works with you, because not every mentor is going to work with every mentee. Is it a mentee? Not a manatee. Mentee. Mentos? It is possible to try to create a mentor out of someone that you don't have direct communication with, saying if there's a particular person in history or a particular person in the industry that you're in that you admire and that inspires you, you can look to see if there are biographies written about them, autobiographies that they've written, interviews that they've done, and you just kind of read up everything you can about that person, about what they did and how they did it. That is possible. That can get you a certain distance, but it will never be as beneficial as if you can actually get in contact with a person and have that kind of mentor to student relationship. And they don't actually have to be in the field that you're looking to work in. They could be completely different as long as they have something about the way that they've reached their level of success or their level in their life that you want to emulate. They're there to coach you. And sometimes it doesn't have to be about what you want to do, but just how you go about doing it. And lastly, that relationship can actually work for both parties. It can be just as much of an inspiration for the student as it is for the mentor. So you might want to keep your eyes open. There might be somebody looking at you for advice and guidance. So that's my bit for Motivational Monday. I hope you guys have a great beginning to your week. Stay tuned for tomorrow. And as always, be good to each other.